On last week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle, we arrive at Mazatlan and pull into the El Cid Marina, where, in less than an hour, are hit by another boat.
I'm just so sick to my stomach right now.
The port captain and harbor master track down the culprit and, after a brief negotiation, shake hands on a token settlement. The crew decides to suck it up and make the repairs ourselves, so we rolled up our sleeves and got to work. We will pick up our story mid-repair, so let's get into it.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
Well, this next stage I'm going to get a little creative. Our entire boat is made with honeycomb, polypropylene honeycomb, Nitacore. But I don't have a piece big enough to make my template. Besides, I have to bend it, at this weird angle to follow the hole shape. I do have these sheets of whipped PVC. It's lightweight, strong, and I have it in the right thickness. I have a 3/8 thickness. I'll cut 2 of them. That way I could pull that whole shape and laminate it together, and it'll retain that shape. So that's how I'm gonna make this little repair. I've used this before. I use it all the time within my Nitacore for compression backing. When I have a post, I've used it in the hardtop. I use it all throughout the boat. So I'm not new to working with this. The epoxy sticks to it nicely, and I think it'll work out pretty slick. I've taken my template and marked out my first 2 cuts. I'll get these cut out and see how they fit.
Okay, Teal's been at this for a little bit now. And I think he's gotten it to almost perfect and spent the last 4 or 5 hours carving out the damaged core. I know you're thinking,
Always thinking.
what's going on? You've been playing around with this all morning.
This is the detail part. I need to get these to fit exactly and slide into that core. So I had to take off a 1/16 off either side, and I needed to scuff the surface anyway to put epoxy on. I'm getting real close. These are looking nice and flat, and I'm within a 64th of the thickness.
I don't even know what that means. Just shove it in there.
Let's see. Let's keep this clean, please.
Oh my gosh, Teal, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm just saying, is it that big of a deal?
It's a huge deal. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
The trials and tribulations of a man with an eye for detail. Okay, do it. Just get it in there. By the way, that looks so good. I can't believe it's only taken you
Sure,
a few
you tell
days.
me just to rush. And
I
now you're
didn't
saying
say
it looks
that.
good.
I just said you're like talking about 1/64 of an inch or whatever. Oh, yeah, I guess I can see what
See,
you
it's
mean.
getting close. It has to slide in here. A little tight still over here, but it's perfect all through here now.
You gotta make room for the epoxy too.
No, I'll have room. Okay, this one's getting close.
Wow.
Okay.
It's almost like you know what you're doing.
I'm making it up as I go. What are you kidding?
I said almost. Okay, I heard you talking to yourself there.
That's my mind.
Is that everything? Is everything going okay?
Yeah, it's going perfect. So, my core was about a 1/16 of an inch too thick. And that's probably because I couldn't get the tool in there to clean it up, but I just have to take off a 32nd off each side.
That just sounds way too technical.
It's not that technical. It's just basic math.
Well, it's a good thing we have two mathematicians on board, and one of them is not me.
Yeah, it's getting close though.
Gotta say, it's looking pretty good. So we're gonna do some epoxying today, huh?
Lots of epoxy today. As soon as these fit, I gotta keep grinding though.
So you admiring your handiwork?
Well, I must say it fits perfect. Look at that. God. Okay.
Take it
See,
out and
all
put
this-
it back in again. I just want to see.
Oh, it goes on
All
my...
this sanding. Just,
Look at this. Just rocks right into place. Just perfect. Okay, so now what we need to do is...
It's a little high up here.
well,
I'm just kidding.
there. So next is we mix up your thickened epoxy. We sandwich it in here, put it all through here down to the core, and set this in and let it cure. Because I want to get the first laminations in here. I see this thickness here. I need to build up this thickness to this thickness.
And then do more thickness.
And I've already pre-made my templates for this. So, we're going to use that biaxial in here and fill this in. It'll probably take one layer, a little bit of fairing, and then I'll be able to sand all this back and radius this edge to match the radius up here and start laminating over the top.
And on this side.
Yes, exactly. We'll do the same thing on the backside. Backside's a little trickier because
Oh yeah.
I have this rub rail to contend with. So I'm going to pull off the rub rail to the first break back there and get it out of our way. We'll have to launch the dinghy for that. But it's all doable. Look at that. We're getting there fast. Start with 5 pumps.
5 pumps of thickened epoxy. The day is young.
Don't worry, there's 5 more coming right behind that. Uh-oh. Compass, heard you say thickened epoxy.
It's okay, honey. Batch number 1.
Thank you.
Time to frost the sides. Oh wait, you're doing it different, huh?
What do you mean doing it different?
Oh, I don't know. So why are you doing it like that?
I want to coat the edges, and as it slides in, it's going to push the majority of the epoxy towards the core.
Makes sense. So no waste.
There'll be 0 waste.
Let's hope so. This is liquid gold.
Made me laugh. Look what I did. I'll fix it in a minute. Gotta get this out. It's hot out.
What? It's hard to find this stuff down here.
They have it. It's just so expensive down here.
Well, it's hard to find too. You think you're gonna find it in Chamela,
No.
Parula,
Uh,
Ipala?
no. We found it in
All the major ports.
PV had it.
That's what I said.
It was expensive though.
Yeah.
Love it. So before we put that core in, I traced on my template my cloth cutout. This will be one face and the other. They're both going to be different and they overlap each other. So I'll cut one out, trace it on, tape my template back together, and then cut the other one out. Well, actually, I'm not going to do it.
I am.
So much pressure. What are you talking about?
To say be exact makes me not want to be exact. I don't know what it is.
Just throwing in off some water.
Okay, I got it.
Looks good. Okay. Tape that back together. Let's do the other one.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Alright.
Okay, now flip it over and start cutting.
Piece of cake. If this isn't love, I don't know what is. I'm letting you use my good scissors
Well, I'm not using them.
for your project. I mean our project.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, this is my best scissors.
But
on
look how
board.
nicely it cuts.
I know, it's because I've been babying it. Okay.
Okay, just pour a nice little bead right down. Not a lot, just a thin little bead right down the center of each one. Perfect. Now I'm going to start.
This is what happens when you run out of supplies. More?
Yeah. Amazing how much this stretches.
I know, because it was the perfect size. Oh, I should have cut on the inside of the magic marker.
It's fine. It's all going to be covered. Don't worry.
This is really unbelievable.
Believe it. It's happening.
Did you want a roller?
No. looks good. Just trying to compress this little tail down. There she goes. My working time's pretty short today, so I gotta keep moving. Okay, let me get these off.
Schoolwork's done, so I'm heading outside right now. My dad has been working non-stop all morning, just sanding away at the sugar scoop, and he's working for the next layer of glass. It's looking so nice. I still cannot believe that this actually happened to us though, but he's got it all under control. Do you need any help?
Actually, no, but come on down, I'll show you what I'm doing.
Okay.
So check this out. Okay, here's that piece I just put in. See it? Right here?
Yeah.
This is the original core of the boat. This all planes out nicely. So I've been sanding back now the fairing and the paint, because the next layers of glass are going to kind of lap over this and tie this piece over to this piece.
Okay.
So that's today's project. I think I'm going to use a piece of tape first and really build up this leading edge. I want this to be strong.
It's gonna look amazing. It already does.
I don't know about amazing, but my goal is to make it look like it never happened.
Yep.
First thing tomorrow, I am taking the bus over to the hardware store to get you some foam brushes or something.
Well, these work.
It's kind of wasteful to do that one.
I know, but I got a lot of them. Okay.
Ooh, let's see. We're starting to run out of materials, aren't we?
We're getting down there, but can still make a couple more repairs, I think. Actually, kind of like these rollers. Works pretty good. Probably not the most economical way to do it.
No. This one's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to babysit this thing, huh? Well, it's tape. It wants to lie flat.
I know. I'll get it.
Like all the birds.
Feels tropical that way.
It does.
Well, I'm another day into this. After that first layer of glass kicked on the top here, I started making paper templates and building up the layers here, overlapping the original core of the boat with my new core that I just put in. I've got a nice 1-inch overlap all the way over this. And in between each layer, I'm doing a little bit of a skim coat with some fairing compound to kind of knock out these imperfections. So by the time I get to this outer layer, it's going to be fairly smooth. I won't need much fairing at all. But the shape's starting to get there. It feels strong. It's definitely seaworthy already, but we have the finishing touches to go. All the detail work. One more layer is going to go on here and wrap up over the top, and then another layer over the backside and wrap up over the top. That'll give me 5 layers on this leading edge. Every layer, it gets smoother and smoother. Here's my next piece. That's the detailed edge, and I've left this about 3 inches wide to lap over the top. We'll get this one on next. There's the last piece for this side. I think we have 4 layers in here. 1, 2, with that big biaxle in there, and then 3 other layers, and it built it up to this thickness here. We're just a hair shy, but I want to use that, just that little skim coat of fairing compound to blend all this in. We'll let this cure overnight, shape it all in, and smooth it out. Hopefully have a barrier coat on by tomorrow evening. That's my goal. We only got a couple days left here. Trying to get this done by Monday. That's our next weather window. It gives me 4 days left. 3 days of work, 1 day to cure, and then looks like we have a shot to head over towards La Paz. Okay, we are using the 3M Platinum filler, and this goes quick. I'll show you what this takes in real time. You put your hardener in, and it's a mad dash to get this down. It's about 85 degrees out right now. Humidity is about 60%. I've already washed and sanded the surface to get rid of any blushing off the epoxy, and I'm off. We're going to call that coat 1. It's going to be kicked here in a hot second. I'll be able to sand this in about 5 minutes. I'll sand this all out, and we'll do that same thing over and over and over again, just building up this surface. Should only be probably a 64th of an inch thick or less when I'm done. As I sand it out, you'll see that the glass cloth will telegraph through kind of like this. But we want to make sure everything planes out, so when this is painted, I don't see anything telegraphing through.
No seams.
No seams.
You taking notes?
I am. Just a couple little spots left. But we are getting close.
You nervous about priming?
No. I mean, look at this. This is raw glass. Look at this. Just smooth. Just
I can't
smooth.
believe you just rubbed your face on it.
It's smooth. Like glass.
Smoother than your face. You're gonna need to shave soon.
For sure. Okay, I just need one little batch. I got a couple little hawks that I was want to take out before primer. And then the barrier coat goes down.
Exciting times.
Feels good. Uh-oh. Busted by quality control.
No! I'm just letting you... It's nice to have a second set of eyes. Just a couple spots.
Hey, I wasn't quite done.
I know, I'm just, you know, it's nice to have somebody else look.
I think your hands are smoother than mine. Maybe that's it.
I just know it will drive you crazy if you do a little
No.
primer and then you're gonna see it.
Well, you know what's good about the barrier coat? It goes on pretty thick, and you could sand, and most of that will disappear too. But yeah, let's get it perfect before it goes down. I still have about 40 minutes to stay on schedule to get the barrier coat down today.
Okay. It's good though. Other than that, not too bad.
Not too bad.
For your first skim coat, that's really good.
I know. Oh, it's been a long couple of days, but I'm in a good position. All the fairings done now. I've mixed up the barrier coat. Has to sit for about 30 minutes. So I have just enough time to kind of walk around and look for any last details I want to correct before the barrier coat goes down. But it's looking good, gotta say. Pretty happy with that repair. So I was able to put on 3 coats of barrier coat yesterday, and that multi-part paint needed 24 hours to cure before I could sand it. It's fully cured. I just lightly sanded over everything with a 220 grit to knock down any stipple. And I'm getting ready for our top coats. We'll put 2 to 3 coats on over the next day and a half, but our weather window's tightening up. We got to get out of here. We'll probably put the final coats on later, but for right now, it's exciting to get this project buttoned up. I want to get this top coat on and see what it looks like.
This right here is the reason why I don't complain too much when he becomes a little bit more extra when it comes to his eye for detail, because the end result is always way above my expectations.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked our video, don't forget to give us a like and remember to subscribe to our channel. These videos are made possible by the support of our amazing patrons. Join our crew if you can. I always knew my dad was talented, but wow, you can't even tell where we were hit. Now that this is behind us, we are ready for our next adventure, sailing 205 miles towards Baja, California. Come back next week to see if we make it. See you then!